Today, we'll talk about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of cryptocurrencies and financial issues. And when we examine more closely at what has been going on in this area, I hope you're all enjoying the beautiful weather. Prices have been quite exciting, but little movement has occurred. Listen, we do examine the market carefully. Prices were just moving sideways, which I like because it means that even when there are downtrends, we are still moving horizontally. I like that to the enormous green candles, and that is because you should start planning as soon as the green candle appears. As we examine the pricing, we are currently in a very comfortable state. One thing about XRP in this space is that we've recently begun to observe some substantial rises, and will surely discuss the news the judge refused the Secretary of State's comprehensive appeal. Listen, this was a tremendous revelation, and following that, we began to witness some key announcements, which I'll most likely describe in a separate post. In a future video, the price of XRP, which is currently at 53C, has reached approximately 54 cents, resulting in a high. Currently, the most important thing to remember is that if we return to the 1-month period, we must exceed 56 cents. I'm not very excited about the possibility of a 60C plus move on XRP. We still need some XRP movement to verify our assumptions if we don't get 56 cents out of the way. But as I keep emphasizing, XRP has been moving literally. When looking at the big picture, the market has been moving sideways in an uptrend for the past year or two. This is still increasing as a result of what has been going on with the juridical process. I would argue that XRP is currently among the safest assets because, although Bitcoin does not have total legal certainty in this market, XRP is legally mandated to be fully cleared. I would even argue that it is marginally superior to Bitcoin, but beyond that, the SEC has been a point of contention. I've been discussing what is happening on. The court loses Gary Gensler to the SEC, and the SEC head is mounting as of August 30. One of the topics we covered was Gary Gensler's notion. Guess what was going on at the time as you watched big losses follow massive losses? You've witnessed a tense situation. Gary Gensler in all of the interviews, discussions, and chats. He was having a good time with these people, and in all of the tapes that were being published, the very upset Gary Gensler and others could be heard. The reason for this is that he is aware of the rising losses. Listen, we've just suffered losses since Ripple's massive XRP loss. This is an important point, but this is a huge update, so pay attention. I am aware that I am behind schedule with my report, despite the fact that I had a late night the night before and opted to include a few more themes. There will almost certainly be multiple settlements. I want you all to understand that regardless of the outcome of the settlement, this or whatever, we are comfortable in breaching the test's request for at least a few months. The judge denied the request to file an interlocutory appeal. Torres, I only used one word when I mentioned this on Twitter yesterday, even though I don't usually use it because, and I hate to say it, this rolling has been so enormous, especially in relation to Ripple and XRP, when we truly consider the impact of this, even though the wind in July was extremely strong. This is the last straw for the SEC. In addition, we are aware of a few dates that we must keep in mind. We explore James K. Friend's contribution to this. In reality, in light of the proceeding, as a result, both the Secretary's motion for certification of interlocutor appeals and its request for a stay were denied. Fantastic update again on April 23. The trial in this lawsuit is planned to begin in 2024. Thus, before we reach the trial phase, we still have at least 6 months, and there are some upgrades. Of course, they play a role in this, but they aren't particularly significant, even if I indicated that XRP has unquestionably been certified as a currency. This remains a noteworthy event. Has the right to object to you identifying XRP as a security in any way? We've been on the right track for almost 3 years, which is crazy to me. We've said that many times in the SEC. When the law makes its decisions, the SEC is not striving to safeguard the retail industry. Instead, they are doing all in their power to destroy it. They are aiming to strangle those who are actually challenging the entrenched companies in the banking business, as we have previously stated, and now these big upgrades are beginning to materialize. She made it clear in her original reaction that her decision in this scenario was about XRP, which is a major matter. She essentially repeated the reality by utilizing a quote from Johnny Dion. That, except Bitcoin, XRP is the only digital asset having legal certainty. As an XRP owner, I therefore announce that with all that has happened this year, there is no way that you cannot be extremely bullish at this moment. I don't give a crap about the price of XRP. I am aware of what I own, and I am confident in it. And I question everyone around me. If you are aware of what you have, if you do, please leave a comment and hit the like button because A, this community and the XRP army are just so damn strong in the end. Nothing can stop us. I don't care if it's the SEC or not. I don't care who it is. We are aware that over 70,000 people came out in support of our case against the SEC. This community is unstoppable when it comes together and cannot be stopped. Furthermore, in footnote 6 of her order today, Judge Torres addressed the SEC government's shifting and conflicting arguments for their legal theory of other distributions, which is consistent with Judge Ned Burns' earlier warning about the SEC's disloyalty to the law, and as I just mentioned, they don't act as if this is a body that isn't attempting to act morally. They aren't attempting to cooperate with these businesses. They aren't attempting to make the area more clear. They believe the area is already crystal clear. They say this because they wish to depart. What is the ripple effect of pursuing trivial cases and quick cash? And the XRP community as a whole were not going to take things lightly, and we were ready to fight back, which we did. We now realize why it was so worthwhile to listen. I recognize that the celebration we just had was appropriate and served simply to memorialize our triumph. In opposition to the SEC, it's not particularly unusual, but I'm already telling you, it would be approximately noon Eastern. Although standard time is right, I suppose today is a holiday. Today, I believe we should have. Even though we are going to trial, it makes no difference if we need to go out to supper or just have a drink and listen. I believe that this triumph over the SEC was historic, so whatever you do to celebrate today is appropriate. And I've always believed that the current condition of cryptocurrency is, without a question, historic. Is one of the most significant legal disputes in history, and you already know what it will be. In the case of cryptocurrencies, this should be remembered. This applies to the entire industry. Garling, Brad outside of this is refused that the SEC file an interlocutory appeal. While I don't practice law, it appears that the court recently informed the secretary that you requested that I employ the Ho test, whether you want it or not. Again, I admire what Brad and Stuart Ada have been up to. They have been making fun of the SEC for some time. The SEC has been a matter of conversation for a very long time, and they have been battling the SEC with zeal. We are aware, and with good reason. We don't have history on our side, but there is a lot to look forward to. Outside of this, the fight is not over, but this is a significant time for us to finally enjoy. December and April 2024, right around Christmas, would allow us to finally sit down and declare victory. Before us, we won, at least for the time being, and what about that? It will be the first Christmas in 3 years since December 2020, and as XRP owners, we can finally say that XRP is a currency and that nothing is blocking its growth. Because of this, I'm quite excited about the future and sure, there's a lot more in store for us. Raspberry and Fred have already begun to touch on this subject briefly concerning what happens next. April 2024 is the proper date. If pre-trial motions are not submitted in December 2023 and begin to move in early 2024, the SEC's case will be reduced even further after trial. Both sides will file significant post-trial motions. These will require many simply for the briefing, and they will most likely be finished by September 2024. It would take until February 2025 to finish the appellate briefing to O or appeal its briefing to the Second Circuit. The second person will make a choice. If the Supreme Court allows review, the circuit will be completed in about a year. A decision will be made in February. The deadline is 2026 at the latest. We are legally required to use the XRP you have until at least February 2026. At least 2 years of effective speaking experience. It is significant. It's a major problem. And while I believe that this timeline is correct, I also feel it is fully consistent with international cryptocurrency regulations. The 20, BIS, and SB have already planned it, and there will be international crypto rules by the end of 20,125. This corresponds to the XRP timeframe. This is a significant event. But, as previously said, beyond that, as previously indicated, this is the time to rejoice. Because XRP has been secured as a security for at least 2 years, this is a significant occurrence. Overall, XRP has had a fantastic year. The past year has been a huge one for Ripple as a business, with all of the XRP innovations based on the XRP ledger having a significant year. There has been so much activity that I simply cannot explain how excited I am for its future. It has been discussed. I've been talking about it, and I've seen a lot of comments from your people. The majority of it is fairly upbeat. No XRP is still being traded. Many people can continue to argue that it will occur at less than 40 cents at roughly 5 cents. This will be 40 cents, and that will be 40 cents, and I don't care. While listening to the negativity, we have been fighting antagonism connected to the SEC litigation area and other concerns for well over 2 years, but I want to express my gratitude. You all know that the XRP community is one of the strongest, no matter how bad things get or what happens in this region. And as I previously stated, nothing can stop us if we all bash our heads together. We can be certain of this because they seek to divide and dominate, as I have always indicated. That we will always triumph, but dividing the XRP community is not permitted. Since this neighborhood is so very robust, no matter what storm is ahead, we shall stay as strong as we have always been in the face of adversity. I genuinely hope you enjoy my video.